right, so we're going to run through a nice run through of how to use the Infusionsoft system for reliable home movers for specifically data entry and sales team functionality. So what we're going to do is we're going to pretend like we just got a new contact, someone who's interested in establishing a move with our team. So we're just going to enter in a fake name here, and we're just going to go with Donald Duck, and we're going to just make up a fake email address. Doesn't matter right now. And you always want to click that you have permission to send marketing to this address. And we're going to save that. Okay? And now that Donald Duck's been saved, you can click on this to open up an expanded view, but what I recommend is you just type their name back in here because I prefer the more simplified view. It's a lot easier to use. So now that you've got your simplified view here, as the salesperson or the data entry person, when I'm on the phone with them, there's pretty much two areas that you want to be able to focus on. One being the notes section. If there's anything outside the norm that you would want to indicate, this is where you do it. You just add a note. You just say, spoke with Donald and yada, 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 right? Whatever is something that's kind of very, very unique, you would put it here. Also, if you wanted to notify anyone about it, because it's important to maybe notify the guys who are doing the move that, hey, they want help moving a Siberian tiger, you want to let them know what's going on. You can select the type. It was a call. It doesn't really matter. And then you save that. Once you save it, it'll send out an email with the specifics of what happened during that call. And we'll just copy Debbie and Steph on this. Siberian tiger, right? Okay. And then you save it. I'm sure Steph is going to... What? Okay. Anyway. So once you move beyond that, this is again more for just like very, very specific conversations that you may have. You want to move to the internal form section. And this is where all the magic happens. This is where all of your data will get segmented. This is where all your most common questions will be asked. You're going to select the fulfillment new move to completion form, and then you're going to look to fill out that form. Okay, so if I'm one of your sales team members and I'm talking to the person, I'm going to want to obviously establish the date of the move, and we're just going to assume that it's 8 days from now, and we're going to say the time for the move. And just as a simple denotion is you always want to put the full time in here. Don't just put 10 in the morning. Put 10 a.m., 10:30 a.m., 12:30 p.m., because when you send out emails, it populates with this field. So it's very important to just have that look neat and professional. This is for billing information. We'll get into these check marks here, which are very important at the end here. Current street address, we'll just put in my information here. It should have populated below that, but it doesn't really matter. And then we'll say the new street address is 1006 Fairview. And then Wilmington, so this is all stuff. Lead source, we'll just say it came from an advertisement. You can get fancy customizing that. And then you'll put in all the information that's specific to your move, but the ones that are most important to make sure that you always get in here are the date of the move and the time of the move. Okay? Beyond that, you also want to make sure that if you have a date and a time established, that you are able to give a quote for the job. Okay? And the reason you want to make sure you have these ones included is because when you go to send out an automated email, it's going to include the date of the move, the time of the move, and it's also going to include the quote for the job. All right? So once all of those things have been established, you need to make sure that you check this. So if someone said, I agree to the price, I agree to the date, I'm expecting to see you, everything's a go, right? You want to check, did they agree to the move? Yes, you're going to check it. Once you've done that, you're going to always hit save. Anytime you put any new information into this form, you always have to come down and save it. Okay, so we're going to save it. And what happens is once you've saved this form and they agree to the move, you're going to then be able to recognize that they have some automation coming up for them. We're going to be able to send out the email that's thanking them for booking with you. We're then going to send out a 1-week reminder, a 2-day reminder, and you're also going to get a reminder call on your My Day for a task to give that person a call the day before the move to make sure that everything is 100% ready to go. And then the thank you survey and the referral gift card bonus goes out automatically once the move is completed. Okay, that's assuming that everything goes perfectly well. But let's assume that Donald Duck is a little bit of a problem client and says, you know what, guys, I'm not 100% ready for this move. I need to reschedule. Great, Donald. When would you like to reschedule? Well, guys, I'm not 100% sure. You're just going to have to touch base with me later on because I can't commit to a date right now. Okay, that's fine, Donald, right? Now, what happens when somebody says that to you, right? You're going to come back to the same form that you filled out, and what you're going to do is you're going to click, did they need to reschedule their move? And you'll see in red here, you only select this option if they have not selected a different move date and time. If they have, you just repopulate this information and you save it, and it'll change it in the form when their emails need to go out. It's very simple. So we're going to say, okay, I wasn't able to get them to select a date. Totally cool. We're going to then save this. Once this is saved, you're going to then be able to come back to your dashboard, and on your dashboard you have a custom statistic, and we're going to just rename this real quick, which is get these to 0. Okay? And the reason it's get these to 0 is because this number here is all of the people who are in your pipeline that have not paid you because you haven't completed their move. So the reason we want to get these to 0 is this is outstanding prospects who who are interested in your services, need to move, but just haven't selected a definitive move date. So we're going to click on this number here, and what this number will show us is a saved search of all the people who qualify under that denomination, basically. So, okay, now you can clearly see that Donald has the was not ready, needs to reschedule tag here. And if we go to the dashboard, we should be able to look at him under the get these to 0. And it said there were 3, but that part of the system just didn't update yet. There are really 4, and Donald Duck is now one of them. So let's say Donald Duck calls us up, and we're looking to, he says, hey, I'm ready to go. I've got my definitive move date ready to go. I'm just going to then go to my internal form again, and I'm going to fill out this form. And again, all the magic is going to happen in here. This is, your home base in terms of all the information. You're going to say, oh, Donald only needed to move his move back by 2 days. He's going on the 23rd, and he's going at 11 a.m. now. And we're going to then say, okay, well, now that he has a definitive move date, we're going to say he agreed to the move, right? Anytime we get a definitive move date and time, you always need to check this. And anytime you check this, you need to come down here and you need to hit save. And you may enter in as much information there as you want. That's all good for you in terms of just knowing what you need to expect from the move. And then once that has occurred, we'll be able to then just click on this and make sure that everything is happening the way it needs to, and it is happening exactly the way it needs to. So you can have some confidence in the system that your individuals will be 100% ready for their move. And if you guys have any questions, feel free to ask Debbie or give me a call, and I'll be happy to answer them for you. And that should conclude how the system works. Yeah, that's about it. Good luck.